What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Anything Better podcast with your host, Paul Virzi, Bill Burr, producer Andrew Themlis, and you guys are listening to episode number 47. It's another weird number. We always enter the weird numbers from 46 on. Bill, what do we got?
Number 47, we got the great Jack Morris pitching for Detroit. And I want to say, did he pitch for the Blue Jays too? I know he's just a shutdown power pitcher. The Tom Selleck mustache. It was over when he came in. Shut down your bullpen and send them all home. Who cares? I'm pitching the whole game and we're winning. Tom Glavine.
Ooh, Tommy Glavine. That's an animal.
The pitching staff that the Atlanta Braves drafted in the 1990s, if they hadn't run into those fucking Yankees, man, Jesus Christ. That was right up there with the ones that Baltimore had.
Dude, Maddox, Smoltz, Glavine. That was
that's three Hall of Famers, right?
That's three Hall of Famers on the same pitching staff. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. And then in football, you got Marv Woodson, running back, quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Honorable mention, Ronnie Lepet of the New England Patriots, back when they had the white helmet with the white face mask back in the day. I used to love watching him play corner.
You know what's weird
about
the
85 Super Bowl team that got, unfortunately destroyed by the 46 defense, but they went down and they beat the goddamn Dolphins in the Orange Bowl. One of the great Super Bowls rematch, Paul, that never happened. The only team to beat the 85 Bears was the 1985 Miami Dolphins on Monday night, protecting the 17-0 1972 Dolphins record. It's one of the greatest games I ever saw. Dan Marino never fucking played better. The whole team was unbelievable. He just stood there and just beat those guys, right? Slinging it all over the field. They could have avenged their one loss. Dude, I swear to God, man, we were just a weird matchup for them. If Dan Marino goes in and beats the fucking 80. I didn't even know if people would even know the 85 Bears were the 85 Bears. If he beat them twice, no one would have even remembered the 85 Bears. Think about that. How much the Bears maybe dodged a bullet, Paul.
Yeah. I was just thinking about numbers like that. I think like picking a number like that, it's like people that pick ugly sneakers. Like, you ever see somebody's sneakers and you're like, what the fuck was that guy thinking? Like, I was in the mall and I just look at sneakers and you're like, at what point did that guy see that sneaker on the wall and go, oh, shit?
Dude, I have to be honest with you. Sneakers are ugly.
Some
Period.
of them they are ugly.
Period. Dude, sneakers since about 1992 have just been ugly. When Shaq came in the league and he had like that fucking Twilight Zone sneaker. After that, dude, I think they just ran out of ideas. It's dude. I'd have to. What do you think there's more of? Ugly sneakers or bad tattoos? That's a tough one.
That's a close one. That's a good one. Because listen, sneakers can be bulky and ugly. And the reason why old school ones are more expensive is because you're right. They're better. 90s, 80s, the 88s, the 91s, those are better sneakers. Andrew, can you pull up dad Nikes or dad sneakers? Dude, some of these guys are walking around a mall and I'm just going like, how can you put that on your feet in a pair of jeans and think it's okay?
They're just, and then you go into those fucking stores where everybody, they're out in the line choking each other to death for the ugliest footwear. I got to be honest with you. I think like sneakers sort of like, it's just as far as mainstream sneakers, because I'm sure there's some beautiful ones that have come out. I'm just saying in general. Oh,
dude, the ones, the ones on the top and the top left, the far left. Those are.
Why does it have all of that extra stuff? Like he's going to be cutting so far to the side.
Yeah, but look at the pants. His hip. If you look at the pants he's wearing, it says it all.
I gotta be honest, right pair of shoes, those pants are dope. Yeah, those are fucking horrible, man. Hey, I got one for you. Look up the top 10 most popular sneakers right now. Maybe they've gotten better. They got way too fucking busy.
He said 5 dad sneakers, and that first one came out. Those first ones are pretty nice. Those Jordan 1s, dude. Let's be honest.
Jordan 1, yeah, but Jordan 1s, dude. Jordan
that's
from 1986.
That's the ugliest sneaker I've ever seen. I'm not joking around.
Which one's that? That's dude, not. Come on, man. Nobody's wearing that. Dude, it's like a Jordan for a fucking abominable snowman. Like, dude, if I made a snowman, I would put those sneakers on it. Those ones aren't bad right there. I like those ones. Those Nikes right there.
Those are nice.
I don't mind that. I don't know what that top of the pop Jordan one up there, but those pink and gray ones are fucking hideous.
Yeah.
Like what are those? What are the ones that woman's got on? Those slip-on fucking things?
Those are like Skechers type shit. That's
hideous.
Like, yeah, those are gross, dude. That blue one, that teal one is gross with the pink. It's gross.
I got to be honest with you. Something about it. I was like, I don't know. I can't tell if that's ugly or not. I kind of like that color. That color in a drum kit, that Yamaha, that seafoam green is the shit. You know what? They're not as bad as I thought. They're not as bad as I take it. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the fuck's going on? Oh, my God. There's a guy whose dreams didn't work out. The black shiny ones. Just his dreams.
Oh, those are the Back to the Futures right there.
Yeah, they didn't work out. Yeah.
Oh, my God. I got a story. That I think I got a story for you guys you're going to love and the listeners are going to love. So yesterday, Andrew knew I was nervous. I talked to Themless. I was nervous. Last night was Lucas's first organized junior high school game against another school, right? And it's at 5:00 at the high school gym. And because of COVID, only two family members can go, right? So Stacy, and they stream it. So you could literally watch it. You could stream it. You guys could watch his next game streaming, right? So Stacy stayed home. I went with Sophia. You know, I was going. I was a wreck since 2:00. I was for 3 hours. I was nervous, right? So Lucas is at school at 7:00 in the morning. He stays there with the team. They're practicing. I get there. This is the modified 7th and 8th grade boys. So I get there 5:00. Me and the other parents are nervous. Lady comes in. Peak Skill just left on the bus. They're going to be an hour late. We're waiting in the gym. Hour and a half later, they come in.
Wait, why are they late?
The game was at 5. They're supposed to leave Peak Skill at 3:30 to be there at 4:30. They don't leave Peak Skill till 5. Our game doesn't start till about 6:30. People are antsy. Now, our guys are in the gym.
That's by the way, just show up an hour late.
Yeah, and I said to the lady, I was like, everyone's like dinner plans were and I'm going, at what point is it a forfeit or not? Like if a school leaves that late, like, so they're like, we got to play. It's our first game of the season, right? So our guys I don't want to say the name. I almost said the name of our school, but our guys are in there. They keep warming up. So I'm looking around and I see Lucas, and Lucas sees me walk in the gym. And he says, Coach, give me the ball. So he starts shooting threes, right? But I'm going, our guys keep practicing for another hour. We're going to be fucking exhausted. These kids are going to come off the bus and run these fucking kids out of the gym. Now, I'm just, right? So our school has never beaten this school in modified ever, they tell us.
All right, I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in.
Our school has never beaten, our 7th and 8th grade boys have never beaten this team since 7th and 8th grade.
Gene Hackman walking up and down with a rolled up program.
So I'm going, you guys are going to be the first. You guys are going to be the first. Right? So they finally come in, and I see one of our guys run up to my son. They're here. So all of a sudden our school starts like looking at the door, waiting for them to come in. They come in the school. They're definitely bigger. And now our guys are at the layup line. They're at the layup line warming up. The clock says 5 minutes. The game's going to start 6 minutes. And me and the other dads start looking at the other school's layup line. And they're just like missing and hitting the side of the backboard and everything. And I'm going like that. One kid went up with like 2 hands for a layup. And I don't mean to judge, but I was going. So then I see our guys looking at them. And I see there's like a lot of like, you know, that like kids were sizing each other up, you know? And I looked over to Dad. I go, dude, I'm telling you right now, we're going to blow this team out. We're going to blow this team out. It's a wrap. And then I said, no, me and my buddy, I was talking about Burr. I go, no, me and
book. You want some action?
I go, yeah. So that's what the guy said. He goes, listen, I'm calling for the 8th grade modified. Listen, take them there. I go, no. I go, me and my buddy Burr. I go, me and my buddy Bill, we go to NFL games now, and we wait for the teams to come and warm up. That's how you bet. That's how you fucking bet. You get there early, you watch them warm up, and then you call the book, right? So, dude,
What are you talking? We don't do that.
We did that against remember, we did that against the Bengals and Jaguars in Jacksonville. The Bengals looked better in warm-ups, and we put a bet in. Remember, because after Oklahoma and Texas.
All right, but it's not like we did it on a consistent basis. You could also look to see who's playing, who's not out with COVID and shit like that.
Yeah, but we did that
Stats.
After
we need stats. Look at him running around.
Yeah, I know he's fucking out with the measles. So Lucas gets in the game. Lucas gets in. So there's 15 kids on the team. So what the coach does is, and modified basketball is 5 quarters at 7 minutes. So that's 7-minute quarters, 5 of them, right? So what the coach does is he puts unit 1, unit 2, he does it like that. And then in the 5th quarter, if it's close, he puts the best of all of them in the game, right? So Lucas comes out and I could tell he's nervous, and he always gets a little nervous when I'm there. And his first shot goes up and he gets fouled, and they don't call foul. And he's like, look, and I go, hey, don't, get back. Long story short, we fucking beat him by 30. We beat them by 30.
Oh, my God.
We beat them 57-27. But in the last quarter, Lucas is coming up. Stacy's watching it at home. And he just fucking pulls up a 3 from like 5 feet behind the 3-point line. It was like in between half court and this. And it just swishes. And the place it swishes, and I'm going to tell him, like, no, dude, a little closer. So he ended up scoring. He ended up hitting a 3. It was real good. They won their first game, and he came home and he's like, man, I'm telling you, man, we fucking. He said something, and I go, buddy, you're gonna play a team that's going to be like that against you guys. So you better, walking around, he had his hood up. He's walking around. We beat him. I'm like,
he's high stepping, Paul.
I'm going, listen.
Like when you were up 2 games in October. He's got that Virzi blood in him. You guys like to strut a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that.
But he pulled a fucking deep 3, and I go, oh. But and I went a little too hard.
What are the rules? Like, as a coach, how much can you cheer for your kid? I need to know this, because there's no way I'm not going to be involved in coaching as my kids start playing sports.
Yeah, no, it was, you got to be, I'm telling you, dude, other parents are like, because you have 2 different types of parents. You have the parents that's judging their kid like this in a good way. And then when the kid does something, they stay quiet or they do this. And then you have me, who I don't go to, actually there's 3. Then you have me. I'm the next guy who's just like, yeah, but get back on defense. Good job, buddy. Get back on defense. You have that normal shit, and then you have the people that have to be talked to. Then you have, like, you got to come down. You're scaring people, or because the ref.
Let me ask you this: as someone who has a temper,
yeah. Oh boy.
Do you think? Do you think that the parent that they need to talk to, like, hey, man, you got to tone it down. You're scaring people. You can't use that language. In the moment, I know that guy's probably a jerk. Do you think, what percentage of them do you think by the end of the game are driving home going, oh, God, what's wrong with me? I'm embarrassed. I got to stop going to the game. Do you think that there's a percentage of them do that?
80%, I think 80% of them go, I'm sorry, I just see my kid, I get carried away. And then you have a 20% lunatics who are like, no, they should have called it. They can't be doing that. Do you have that too? Bartnick, our buddy Joe Bartnick, he got kicked out of a gym. His daughter was playing, and I think after a certain amount of fouls, I think he's got that voice, and I think he straight up screamed at an official. And I could be, but I think he just stood up and was like, said something, and his either wife or somebody just made him excuse himself.
Well, I just know, like people don't watch sports. They don't understand how much you can get caught up in the drama of what you're watching. And how things in the room, like, you see these things, people break their fucking TVs. It's like you start thinking the way you're sitting is affecting what's going on. I've let go of, like, all of that stuff. My whole thing is, I think when I watch my kids, is effort. That's my only thing. It's not going to be results, whatever. You're going to have good games, bad games, and everything. I just don't want to see you quit.
That's exactly
And don't be a douche when you win, and don't be a baby when you lose.
Yeah, sportsmanship, being coachable. Those are the guys that make the team. But you stick your dick in a vagina, a person that looks like you comes out. That person grows, learns to walk, run, be athletic, and then you're watching that person that resembles you and your wife play basketball or football, and it's fucking incredible. And I know that's a weird way to look at it, but that's what happens.
It was a weird way to dip in, no pun intended. You could have been like, you find love and you meet a woman and you have a baby. It's like, we were talking about coaching kids, and all of a sudden you go, hey, you stick your dick in a vagina. I'm like, whoa, hey, where's he going with this?
All right, yeah.
He is born. I'm like, oh, okay. He rewound the whole movie. You rewound to the white part where there's no tape you can see.
Oh, that's great. I did. I went too far, but like, you'll see. Like, yeah, I could have said
you first realized you want a piece of pussy when you're about 7 years old. You start jerking off to your teachers. Where's he going with this? 20 years later, you're hammered in an Applebee's. You see a woman with a little bit too much makeup on and hair teased up.
You got a boner in math class, and your kid's shooting a three.
Oh, Wally fucking played a full court deal on that one.
You know, it was something else. No, I could see you, knowing you the way I know you as well as I know you, you're going to be, I think it'll be similar to me, where like if you see your kid with their head down or doing something, you're going to go like same thing, effort, keep your head up. Like, dude, there are some really good kids that when they do something wrong, they get very, and then their parents are like,
the whole world, dude. Their whole world. It's their house, going to school and playing the game. I mean, that's fucking it.
Lucas has this hilarious kid on his team that just goes to the rack hard every time. The kid could miss, he could make, he just gets the ball and he's good, but he goes so hard and Lucas cries. Lucas says he's the funniest kid on the team. He just gets the ball, he starts and just goes to the rack. He doesn't. Hilarious. And he doesn't, but he's one of those kids, he could miss 4 times in a row. He's coming back, drops it, gets fouled, goes to the line. I love it. The kid has zero give a fuck. It's incredible, dude. He's like,
you know what that reminds me of? Rich Voss. Rich Voss, back in the day when we would sit at the table, he would fucking do 3 jokes in a row that bombed. He didn't care. He didn't care. And then he'd catch you with that last one.
Yeah. Taking a bombing and not caring took me eating a fucking big dick sandwich. It took me over 10 years to be able to, like, on the ride home that night, not give a fuck. Now I don't care. 2 hours later, I don't care. An hour later, I don't care. But dude, I would take a bad set with me 2-3 days.
There's 2 types of waves of bombing. There's bombing and you just don't have control and you're just eating it. And you just, that's the one that makes you hate yourself, want to kill somebody in the crowd. You know, those are the ones that hurt. But once you're just like, you know, I think once you're established in a club, you've done enough good sets and stuff, they know, then you can kind of make fun of yourself and then the wait staff will laugh along with you as you're bombing. It's just not the same isolated thing with, like, there's so much. Like, you know, whenever I see a younger comic bombing, like, I mean, I always go, oh, God, I know how that feels. Because that's just like, you think everybody's watching, everybody gives a fuck. I'm never going to work this club again. I'm going to have to move home with my parents. I mean, depending on how bad the set's going.
Jeez, that's a fucking deep way to go, to go all the way back to moving out.
Oh, dude, the amount of times that I rewound all the way back to fucking... just going back to Massachusetts and, you know, I don't know. I always have these thoughts of just being alone.
Bill,
just wanting to be alone, sitting on a porch.
Stick your dick in a vagina.
Yeah. You move back home with your parents. No, I fucking, I think about that shit a lot.
Yeah.
Just in general. Whenever I get overwhelmed, I'm starting to learn that I know that I'm working too much and I need a break. When I start having those thoughts of me just sitting on my back porch by myself, like during the middle of the day, my phone isn't ringing, there's no texts, nobody gives a shit about me, I don't give a fuck about them, nobody's bugging me. Although I have a theory with text messaging. I don't know if I've ever said this on this podcast. Is you create it. You know what I mean?
Do you mean?
Like, if you don't fucking respond to anybody's text in 3 days, if you don't respond to any text, you won't get texts. You're just not getting texts. That's it. But if you're actively responding to them, because the amount of times I've gone to Europe, shut my phone off and come back 10 days going, oh, dude, I'm going to have like 400 fucking text messages. I have like 8 or 9 the first day, 4 the next day, and then just nothing.
All right, everybody, it is Solo Stove. There's nothing quite like the feeling of gathering around a warm fire on a cool evening. And a smokeless fire pit from Solo Stove makes your outdoor moments even more memorable. Because instead of having to constantly dodge campfire fumes, you can sit back, relax, and actually enjoy the fire. That's true, dude. I get smoke in my eyes and my shit all the time. And with Solo Stove's holiday sale, you could get a great deal on a Solo Stove fire pit. Upgrade your backyard with Solo Stove fire pit. Enjoy the mesmerizing flames and all the opportunities to create more good moments and lasting memories. Make the time with your friends and family richer with Solo Stove Fire Pit. Easy to light with a few bits of starter. With few bits of starter, all right? Your fire is blazing in minutes. Perfectly portable. Take Solo Stove with you, camping trips, and more.
What's killing me is mesmerizing flames. I'm just picturing your wife. Paul! Oh, what? Sorry. I got lost in the flames. They were so mesmerizing.
I actually do just love staring at the flames. Let the gifting begin. Shop Solo Stove's holiday sale for huge. What is this?
Said.
A site-wide. It always works.
Always funny.
Site-wide savings now through the end of the year, and get $10 off with promo code BETTER. That's BETTER plus a lifetime warranty and free 30-day returns. Get an extra $10 off holiday deals at solostove.com, promo code BETTER.
All right, it's Freeze Pipe. You know, you guys aren't ready for this. We want to thank Freeze Pipe for sponsoring today's episode. Freeze Pipe makes a freezable line of pipes, bubblers, bongs, and more for the coldest and smoothest cannabis smoking experience. It's a freeze pipe, Paul. No more burning throat. The secret is freezable glycerin chambers. Glycerin chambers that cook smoke, cool smoke by over 300 degrees. Pop one of these chambers in the freezer for 1 hour, and when the smoke passes through the icy corridor, and it's instantly cooled for a bigger and colder hit. A refreshing bong hit, Paul. You ever think that was going to be possible? It's like putting ice in your bong. That ice was on steroid and played baseball in the 90s. It's a terrible read of that line. It's like putting ice in your bong if that ice was on steroids and playing baseball in the 90s. Oh, there you go. Freeze Pipe founders remember pulling their money together as roommates to buy a nice house bong, only to have this new expensive bong still leave their throat on fire. Not to mention the intense coughing fits. Freeze Pipe removes throat burning and coughing exorcisms by combining state-of-the-art percolators with freezable glycerin coils. They make everything from pipes to bongs and dab rings, whatever those are. If you can smoke it, Freeze Pipe makes it. Start taking colder, bigger hits today by going to thefreezepipe.com and using code BETTER, BETTER, for 10% off your first order. That's thefreezepipe.com, like the Ohio State that lost to Michigan. And code BETTER, BETTER, for 10% off your first order.
Yes, that's why I love the movie A Bronx Tale. And if I ever get Chaz Palminteri on the Virzi effect, which he might do, I'm just going to say one of the most brilliant things about that movie was when throughout the whole movie, said, nobody cares. Nobody fucking cares, dude. Nobody cares about you. Accept the people that love you, and that's why family is first, and that's why family is the most important, because everything else is a fucking facade. It's all fake bullshit. Everybody loves you when something's good, but your fucking kids want you to fucking play with toys. They don't give a fuck if you went outside and mugged somebody. They don't give a fuck. And that's what matters, I'm
just talking texting, Paul.
I'm going back far.
You're really just fucking... I like this new. This is deep Paul Virzi this week.
Nobody can. You know what made me really realize, dude? David Letterman, 30-something years, and I see the guy jogging. The guy, people remember that it was great, but when that show went away, there was just a handful of new talk show hosts, and it was just like almost became this ancient thing. And it just lets you realize nothing matters. Nothing fucking matters. Drink a bourbon, stare at a fire, watch a game, smoke a stick, be with your family. It's over. We're all fucking going to die. So that's what matters.
Jesus, Paul. I'm trying to keep it light here for the holidays. Nothing matters. Nobody cares.
I just said, get a bourbon and stare at a fire.
Stare at a fire? And it made me seem like you're just fucking like...
Stare at a fire.
Stare at get a bourbon, sit next to a fire. Get a bourbon, stare at a fire. It's... Sitting there drinking alone.
Well, I'll give you an example. Me and Bill had a crazy, I'm not going to talk about it, but me and Bill had a crazy day the other day. And it was supposed to be this amazing day, and everything that could go wrong went wrong. And when I tell you went wrong, to the point where middle of the day, I had my hand over my face, crying, laughing. Bill's pacing around. It was the definition of a clusterfuck? I never fully knew what a full clusterfuck was until this day. And you know how it ended? Friends at an Italian restaurant eating and laughing about the day. That, my friend, is life in a nutshell. That is life.
Yeah, dude, that was... That was it. Yeah, someday I'll tell that story.
And
I remember going out there I'm nervous. You're like, what is there to be nervous about? I'm telling you, I just knew it.
Yeah.
I was like, what can go wrong is going to go wrong today. I could feel it when 3 days before, I was just like, fuck.
I've never seen a day where running errands and doing things that should have been turned out like that. That's like a movie script, dude. I've never seen. Oh my God. Everything went wrong, dude. It was, I got to tell you something.
I will tell the story at some point. We'll have,
you handled it great. I'm going to tell you something. At one point I go, this might get ugly. At one point, I was like, Bill is a patient man, but Bill may...
No, I am not.
No, but with big shit, you're good. With big shit, you're good. And I go, dude, he may blow a gasket. And you didn't. You kept it together. You even laughed at some points, which made me happy. And then we had a great time. But that was a wild one. Yeah. Oh, my God.
It was just... Dude, it was such a fucking exhausting day. I've never told anybody the whole story. I can't even get through it because you don't even believe how many fucking times it was a clusterfuck. I was giving somebody a gift, and everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. All right, let's plow ahead here. You stick your dick in a vagina.
And a person.
And a person comes out that half looks at you is just like, whoa.
Sir, were you at that bank robbery? Listen, officer, you stick your dick. I was like, whoa. Where we
Something comes out, it's just not good at math. It gets a couple of jobs, it's not fulfilling. He watches the town.
Andrew Themlis looks like he's about to do a seance.
It's low,
the power go out?
No, it's just I didn't turn any lights on,
it's all right.
It's a little lighter here than it looks on the screen.
All right. Hey, it's a little lighter, okay? Everybody relax, okay?
You put your dick in a vagina. I can't wait to see the title of this one.
I know, that's like your chicken soup for the fucking whatever soul. Paul, you have this way of just making life simple.
I do.
Were you always like that?
I do. You know what? I was thinking of you today and it annoyed me because you go, I'm done my Christmas shopping. But I got to be honest with you, man.
I'm not because I got to go fucking pick up a gift that somebody else said that they were handling. So the second I get off this, I got to go get that fucking thing. And the guy just called me instead of sending me to the fucking place where I'm supposed to pick it up.
But there's something psycho about that. That there's something psycho about shopping that early and getting things done weeks early.
No, it isn't, Paul. It's not psycho. What it is
weird.
Is you're living your hell of waiting. Dude, you came on this podcast today and you sounded like me. Your video didn't work. No big deal. You're like, can anything fucking work?
Yeah.
Just once. My whole fucking week. That is what I'm trying to avoid. Because, Paul, you're never like that. I'm like that all the time. So the last thing I need to do is wait. The only thing I would change from what I did with Christmas this year is I got my fucking Christmas tree the day after Christmas. And, those fucking things, they go, cut it and then fucking pour some water. It's not drinking the water. It's just sitting there. It's like, it's almost dead. It's almost dead. The thing is still green, but it's looking like a Charlie Brown Christmas in there.
Bill Burr is like Paul Virzi 5 days a year, and I'm like Bill Burr 5 days a year. If you took the, sometimes it happens. It fucking happens. But I'll tell you what, I haven't had a cigar in 8 weeks, and my drinking is kind of going down. I'm doing a ton of push-ups every day. I want to get
all this time to shop then.
What? And dude,
what's eating up your time?
And I'm fighting with her while I'm shopping. I did a tweet that went crazy. I said, fighting with the person while you're shopping for them is life in a nutshell. Nobody gets out alive. And it's the truth. I'm fighting with her.
Dude, I got one for you.
Yeah. I love how he went low. Andrew, did you hear that? I got one for you. I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah, me and my wife, we love each other to death.
Nobody fucking talks to me.
Nobody fucking talks to me like that. That's that Key and Peele bit. Nobody fucking talks like that.
I looked this woman dead. He goes, I looked this woman dead in her eyes. And I said, bitch. And he goes, but you said bitch though. Yeah. No, go ahead. What were you saying?
All right, so we got 2 kids, right? They're always knocking on the door or whatever. We don't have a lot of alone time, if you know what I mean, right?
Hey,
so whatever, all of a sudden, an opportunity, right? She goes, hey, you want to get in the shower with me? I say, yeah. Dude, we get in the shower. She starts fucking talking about our schedule. I'm just like...
dude, I hear you.
I might as well have been at the Y. You know what I mean? Just some other stranger. You watching the game today? Oh, I don't know. Just fucking. What do you got going on this afternoon?
Oh, dude, wait till they get older. It's worse. I do a bit in my new special about it. You turn into a creep when they're 12 and 9 and you want to have sex. You start saying shit. You're like, what am I? But I hear you. I was at the mall today and I'm fucking shopping for her. I'm spending fucking money on her. And do you think you could? Well, listen, I was late with the grocery pickup. Can you go get and I'm going, yeah, just before the podcast, put the ice cream in the freezer so it doesn't melt in your car. And I just wanted to go, I'm buying you something. I'm doing this for you.
You know what I say when my wife says shit like that? I go, why can't you put the ice cream in the freezer? I mean, how heavy is it?
No, she wasn't home. In her defense, she wasn't home. She wasn't going to be home with the ice cream in my. But it's just still
that's convenience. That's no excuse. Talking geography now. Why don't you fucking grab some ice cream on the way home? Why don't you pick something up? Why don't you swing by?
Does your wife do this one? Does your wife wait for you to get up and ask when you get up to do something? Like since
my wife is like,
get me a drink.
Is a scheduler. Oh, I tell you this. I actually asked my wife to do something today. She fucking looked at me like she didn't understand. I go, can you just do it because you love me? I went to the gym. I'm putting together this fucking movie, so I had to do a bunch of Zoom calls. I didn't have time to eat. I go, can you go downstairs and just make me some oatmeal? She's like, you want me to make some oatmeal? I go, yeah. I didn't ask you to fucking redo the roof. It's fucking oatmeal. Cup of water, half a couple of fucking oats. Throw some water on it and some nuts. Jesus Christ.
How funny is repeating what the person asked? Yeah, you think you could make me a quick turkey sandwich? You want me to make you a turkey sandwich?
Yeah, that's their thing. You ask them the question, and then they repeat the question to make you kind of question what you just said. Can you do me a favor and get me a glass of water? You want me to get you a glass of water? Yes. Like I do for you all the time.
Yeah.
All right, you don't have to argue. I'm not arguing. You're getting mad. Yeah. Because it should have just been yes.
Yeah, yeah.
But why would I get a water for you if you're going to act like that? Just gaslighting you.
You want to laugh? Stacy circled a comment of our podcast because one guy wrote, man, you guys are making me question if I want to get married. So Stacy took a free shot of it, circled it, and texted me. And she goes, what do you guys talk about? And I go, nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing. We just,
What do we talk about? What happens? I'm getting along, believe it or not, I'm getting along great with my wife because, things actually did. Oh my God. Things actually ended up working out. And, because I gave her shit for fucking talking about the schedule, and, anyway, so things worked out, right? We have a little fucking nice that time in the afternoon. So then that night it was my mother-in-law's birthday. So we went out to this fucking jazz club, right? It's like an adult thing. So this guy goes up. All right, we're picking the podcast back up. I told the story. I can't do on the fucking.
Oh, Bill told a story that had. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Is it a funny one that you guys aren't going to see? Anyway. We'll get back to me and my wife have been getting along.
Great. Yes.
Fucking great. So then we ended up fucking hooking up, right? I pitched a complete game there, if you know what I mean. All right. I put it on her. And then the rest of the night, she's being all fucking affectionate to me. It was great. It was fucking fantastic.
It all goes back with what I said about the basketball game.
What's that?
A penis goes in and a person. It's just it's full circle. That's life.
It is.
It's full circle, man. No, we mentioned something before. I was talking to somebody. We were talking about poets, and I'll never forget. I did a room. Bill knows the room too. When you're coming up in New York City and you want to get stage time, a lot of times you do the Black Circuit, the urban rooms, and there's a group of guys. They were called the New York Kings of Comedy, and they were absolutely. So shout out to Talent. I want to get it right. I believe there's other guys now, but it was
Stapleton, Gerald Kelly,
Drew Frazier. Yeah. These guys, Capone, these guys.
There you go. The five New York Kings.
Those are the original 5 New York Kings. And these guys would have venues. The Boston Comedy Club at the time.
Honorable mention to FOB.
Yeah, okay.
Remember him?
Yeah, yes. Yep, I remember. And they also had a room, their place, Nellie's and Merchants and all these different rooms. But there was a Brooklyn room called Pork Knockers. And Talent said to me, Bill, I know you did that. Talent said to me, and I was young at the time. Talent said to me, come down to Brooklyn, do this thing, Pork Knockers. So I go up there and people are just eating. And if you're not funny, they're just going to eat, look past you. But for some reason, Talent put up a poet. And the poet goes up. I think the poet was either before me or whatever. And the poet was just doing that shit where they were just like, and you ask him, but he doesn't. And he's doing so Talent just went up and did an impression of it, but like kind of mocking it. And it was perfect and hilarious. And Talent's like this big guy. And he's just going, no, because she said this and everybody's and then he brought me up and it was that those guys were so funny that they're in between their in between comics was headline killing. And the first 5 minutes, I remember Talent got up one time. He goes, sorry, I wasn't here last week, guys. I had a stomach bug. Did 15 minutes of every single thing that happens when you have a stomach bug. And when I tell you, tore the place down to the point where they didn't need to do a show anymore. That's how fucking great these guys were.
Yeah.
That's how great.
I think it was Poke Knockers, not pork. Poke Knockers.
Oh, okay.
I just remember it was a fucking nightclub right after that. Most people went there to dance, so they were just sitting there waiting for you to be done. because everybody's there trying to get laid, right, or hook up or whatever. Yeah, by the time I did that room, Donnell had that room.
Oh, okay.
Drew Frazier had Manhattan Proper. Capone had that room, Nels. Talon had the Sunday Boston and LeBar Bat. Gerald Kelly had this fucking room out in Jersey that I saw. Who did I see out there? NBA player. One of the Fab Five.
Jalen Rose?
Chris Webber.
Chris Webber, okay.
Chris Webber was there one week. I remember that, thinking that was cool as hell. I remember he was going, "Hey, man, you're funny." And he just was just like, guy could have just engulfed me. Just the biggest person I had ever seen in my, like how fucking big that guy is. And then the next night you watch him, you know, him trying not to get boxed out and locking arms with somebody. It's just like two skyscrapers fighting with each other.
Oh, my God. Dude, I saw
rooms.
Rob Stapleton murdered.
A.G. White had the movie theaters before COVID. Oh, wait, now we already did driving. He used to do the movie theaters out in Queens. And you go out there, it was fucking hilarious because on either side there'd be kids going to Disney movies. And then in the middle, he just had an empty one. And people in there, "You haven't been fucking, you bitch." You'd be opening the doors, the kids are walking by. Smokey,
man, yeah.
Smokey had that room up in East Harlem. There was another JB Smooth, and he used to book that soul food restaurant up there. I did all of those gigs. There was that one up on St. Nick, that jazz bar. I told that story, dude, where that waiter from fucking Caroline's. Oh my God. I thought I was gonna get killed in there. Idiot.
Wow.
Yeah, white guy using the N-word.
Oh boy.
Thinking he was like that or whatever. Oh my God, dude. And then everybody starts looking at me like I'm with him, and I'm literally fucking 30 chairs away from him. Had a fucking Kenny G haircut, this kid. The brown curly hair.
You just said Caroline's. Who's the British actor? The African American British actor who was they're thinking about Idris Elba?
Elba.
He was the fucking doorman. He was the doorman at Caroline's. And he just told a story on Fallon where he was actually outside the door at Caroline's, opening the door in the winter and shit. And he got the phone call or the text or whatever it was at the time saying that he was going to be in The Wire.
Wow.
Yeah. So he said like he loves stand-up. And he actually was telling Fallon he remembers all the stand-ups because he was just the guy. And
what years was he there?
So, dude, the years you were there, 100%. Like
I wasn't in at Caroline's. If that was early 2000s, it took a while for me to get in there.
Okay,
he never worked there.
I think he was there like probably late 90s into early 2000s because when
I never worked over there.
Andrew, when did The Wire come out? What was the first year? If you don't, what would you say?
02, 03,
04? Okay.
2002.
So yeah, dude. What?
2002.
2002.
Yeah, so Idris Elba was the freaking doorman at Caroline's in 2002, which is pretty cool,
One of the
man.
Sopranos guys was a door guy over there.
Oh, really?
I want to say the guy who his character had the train set, he wore the conductor hat.
Oh, Steve Sharippa.
Yeah.
Steve Sharippa, Bobby Baklava, which is a great character name. Bobby Baklava. Bacala?
Yeah, baklava.
Oh, okay.
Baklava is what my mom's making downstairs right now.
So check this out. My Christmas is finito. My older brother Christian and his lovely girlfriend Erin have COVID. They got the new joint. They got the Omicron. They got the new one. So they're done. I heard my
COVID-13, right? With the 3 cameras.
It's a 4. They got the 4K COVID. Yeah, I said in my special I had the OG. I got the original. I got the Jordan 1.
You had the Jordan 1 COVID.
My brother-in-law had a fever, so my mother was just my mother's high risk because of everything with her. So
I feel like I'm going to get it. So I have yet to get it.
Dude, Christmas Eve means everything to me. You know that, Bill. Christmas Eve is everything.
Hey, Paul, Christmas Eve, you stick your dick in a vagina. Santa Claus comes down the chimney.
And then there's Christmas cookies. I mean, I don't know why I started it like that. Paul, what do you think?
Santa gets shot at in the South. Kind of looks like a redneck coming down in that dirty red suit with his long hair and the beard. Uncle Jesse, you think he's coming in to knock over you still?
How great was Dan Akroyd playing that gross Santa in dude, that was when he had the salmon. When he had the salmon in the Santa suit and the hair was on the salmon, and it's one of the greatest degenerate Santas ever.
Oh, yeah.
Ever. Fucking, it was
he's
so
pulling
good.
The beard out of his mouth.
Dude, he had fish on the thing and he was dirty. That was epic. So yeah, we're just staying home. It's going to be a Virzi family Christmas, man. We're going to throw a fire on. Maybe have like, one or two relatives come over.
Have a bourbon. Stare at the flames.
Have a bourbon, stare at the flames, watch some movies. That's it. So,
well, if you have a relative coming over, you don't like him. Is it in bad taste to roofie them if you don't hurt them and nobody knows?
If you ever, here's a good thing I learned. If you ever have a relative come over that you don't like, the best way to do it is to drink. Just even if you didn't want to, it's like, because once you get to a certain place, I'm a happy drunk, so I find the positive. So what I do is I'll just get hammered and be like, it's not so bad. They had a hard time. I don't know how they grew up. See, I'm not because then a real drunk, an alcoholic gets angry, right? I'm like a very happy.
No, because I was a pretty good alcoholic. I was a happy drunk.
Yeah, but certain topics would turn you.
Sports. That was it.
Bill, here's a Bill impression. He's drinking. We're at a bar, and you say something he doesn't like his sports. He goes, that's why he's an idiot. He's a fucking. You would just be like, what? Like, I thought we're having a good time here. We're eating wings. This guy.
I don't know, Paul. I've seen you a couple of times.
Yeah, I definitely have had
sports. It's always with sports. But no, dude, we always had a good time out there. The only times I ever had a problem was when other fucking people would come over to the table when it started to get to that thing where you're the comics, and they would fucking come over. That was the only time. And then I got good at asking people to leave.
The best. Nobody can wrap up a conversation, dude. You taught me the thing where you just go. With the handshake. I mean, this handshake. Is obviously.
Listen, I'm glad you enjoyed the show, but
thanks for coming out.
That is wrapping up, and when they don't, then you go, Jesus Christ, how many hints I got to give this guy? And then it's funny, and then they leave.
What did you say, Club Soda Kenny? Didn't he have a good one? The guy was like, "Oh, this." He goes, "Yeah, well, I'll just keep it moving." Didn't he say something? Didn't he have a great one?
We were. It was the. I got to tell. It was the. Bill was signing his vinyl at Amoeba Records, and because the emails from the Monday Morning Podcast, I read the emails, and I actually remembered. And the kid comes up and he goes, "Hey, Bill," he goes, "I just want to let you know," he said, "I had wrote into the podcast about a year ago. I asked about, pursuing my dream. Should I pursue my dream of becoming a magician?" He said, "And I just want to let you know, I took your advice. I followed it. I'm working at the Magic Castle, and it's great." And without blinking, Kenny goes, "Why don't you make yourself disappear?"
Yeah, he goes, "Great. Now make yourself disappear." And I'm being all supportive. "Oh, man, that's great. I'm so happy for you." "That's great, sir. Now why don't you make yourself disappear?"
You know how fucking brilliant you got to be, like, on the spot like that? Like, dude, Club Soda Kenny is no slouch with the joke.
Here's one he had this weekend. I was working with Todd Rex, and I was saying how Kenny hates the first 48 because it teaches scumbags how to beat the system. Because you quickly learn all you have to say when you're in there is, "Am I being charged with anything? If no, I want to leave. If yes, I want a lawyer." And he was sitting there going, "Those guys, they interrogate him behind the table. They should never have a barrier to feel safe. You want to be right in there." And then he just read all the body language. Your hands like, I got it. Like if you're sitting like this, he goes, "You're a little guarded," or whatever. He would sometimes when he was getting close to a confession, he would lean forward and have his hands clasped together because people tend to mimic you, get them into a confessional pose or whatever. So I was telling Todd Rex this. I'm going, "Dude, the guy reads body language is amazing." And Todd was sitting there, on the couch like this. And I go, like Kenny, tell him, what read Todd right now. What is his body language saying? Kenny goes, "That he's bored with your story."
He is underrated fast. Dude, he came out to my special just to he acted like he was coming as a friend, and he's so great. He was doing it to fucking run shit right because he knows he's great. And this guy comes up to me, and Kenny's hanging with me, keeping me loose because they got me there way too early. And Kenny goes, "You don't like being here early like this?" I go, "No." He goes, "Yeah, you shouldn't be." You know, he was just great. And some guy comes up, and he just goes, "Paul, we're going to need this, this, and that." And he leaves, and Kenny just goes, "You never asked for their opinion." He goes, "You run things." He is the fucking best, dude. He told the photographer, he goes, "Yeah, take a break." And the kid got confused. And he goes, "Oh, that's fine. Take a break." He's like, "All right," just walked.
We walked into a restaurant in London when Bill was filming his Royal Albert Hall special, and I'd heard stories like this, Norton telling about being on the road. We walk in, it's like a steakhouse in the middle of the day. And they're like, two young women, behind the thing greeting. "How many? 2?" And he goes, "Yeah." He's like, "If I could have a nice table for my husband and I." And you just don't know what to say. He does
that all the time.
He jokes all the time, and you don't see him. He's so unassuming. That guy is the fucking best. But I know we have Christmas stuff to do, so we will wrap this puppy up. And we want to wish everybody, first of all, get the merchandise. People are sending pictures of the new sweatshirts and shirts saying that they love it. Check that out. Please continue to rate and review the Anything Better podcast. We really appreciate our listeners. We hope you guys all have a happy, healthy, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We will be doing an NFL preview next week. So you're going to get the week 17.
Yeah, watch Virzi slowly running me down. I'm like Leon Lett with the ball sticking out.
Don't jinx anything, man. We got 3 weeks left, but we will not be doing.
How is there 3 weeks left?
I know, dude. I know. It's like we just started this thing right when we're having.
Wait, this is week 16, so there'll be 2 weeks after this, right?
They added another week this year.
Jesus.
So 18 weeks. So
I'm not gonna be able to hold you off, Paul, with this fucking COVID, man, and the way you're coming. You're making great picks. Paul Virzi is 6-2 against the book, betting against the fucking spread in the last 2 weeks, and you were doing all right up against up until then.
You're ahead of the book. You've been ahead of the dude. We are kicking the shit out of the fucking book.
Well, let's not be crazy.
Yeah, but we're winning.
We're winning. That came down. We are kicking the shit. Paul, let's take her. Well, we're winning. Look, if I bet even this whole year, I'd be up like $150. No, ties would lose. I think I would be even. But just to be even against the fucking spread.
Yeah. Well,
after all of these games, man, we're giving people hope out there.
When you're not losing, when you're betting on NFL football and not losing, it's a good thing. And
when you're not losing, you're winning, Paul.
And I hope we could keep making people money.
You're not first, you're last. You stick your dick in a vagina, you get yourself a bourbon, you stare at the fire.
He goes, "You said when you ain't first, you're last." And he goes, "I was drunk." He goes, "What does that even mean?" He goes, "You could be second, third, for hell, you could even be fifth." Reese Bobby, Ricky Bobby's dad. He goes, "I lived my whole life by that." He goes, "Don't even make any sense." Dude, the actor that played that guy,
Harry Cole.
Dude, that guy's a fucking animal. Yeah. That guy is awesome. He was the guy in Office Space. Yeah.
He was the guy in everything. He played Mr. Dunbarton in F is for Family.
I'm going to need you to come in on Saturday. Yeah.
I'm going to need you to come
in. There will be no AB next week. There will not be the whole Anything Better, but we'll give you an NFL, and you can catch up on old episodes while you enjoy the family, enjoy the holidays. Guys, you two enjoy your holidays. I'm going to miss you. It's been great. And
all right, guys. Happy New Year.
See you in 2022, everybody.
Oh,
we're out of here.
All right, we'll see you.
Guys, if you're in the greater Atlanta, Georgia, Punchline, I will be there January 7th through the 9th. So check that out. I got more dates coming. I'm going to Comedy Connection in Rhode Island. I'm going to Tampa. I'm going to Austin. I'm going to Connecticut. I got a bunch of dates. It'll all be on paulvirzi.com.